Once upon a time, there lived a renowned and sought-after physician in his country. People had to wait for many months and days before they could get an appointment with him. The eminent doctor was once invited to an international medical conference, which was to be held in a major city in his country. He had to deliver a paper and receive a shield and a commendation certificate in recognition of his services to medicine. As he headed out to airport, he felt pleased that he was going to be honored by his peers and colleagues that evening. After the usual check-in at the airport, he boarded the plane, which took off as per the schedule. However, after about half an hour, an air hostess made the following announcement. Dear passengers, due to some technical problems, we are being forced to land at a nearby airport instead of the scheduled destination. We deeply regret the inconvenience that may have been caused to you. The plane landed at the airport without any difficulty, and the passengers disembarked and went to the lounge. After some time, the airport authorities announced that it was not possible to fix the problem immediately, and the passengers would have to wait for the arrival of an alternate plane. No one knew when the other plane would arrive. A little later, it was announced that the other plane would only arrive the following day. The doctor was quite shocked at the announcement. This was an important night which he had been looking forward to for several weeks. He got up from his seat and went to a senior airport official, introduced himself and said, I am a doctor, and I was on my way to present a paper tonight. Delegations from around the world have come to attend this event, and now you are telling us that the alternate plane will arrive after 16 hours? The officer replied, With all due respect, doctor, we can fully appreciate the inconvenience that you are experiencing now, but I have very little to do for you. Moreover, it's not my responsibility to arrange for an alternate plane. It takes only 3 to 4 hours by road to reach the city where you have to attend the conference. If you are in a great hurry, I would advise you get a rental car from the airport and drive to your destination. The doctor did not like driving long distances, but he had no other choice. He hired a car and started towards his destination. He had not gone far when all of a sudden the weather turned bad. Dense, dark clouds covered the sky, and there was a heavy downpour, coupled with a violent storm. The doctor then lost his way in the dark. Hungry and tired, he desperately searched for some shelter and something to eat. As he was driving past a small village, he impulsively stopped his vehicle in front of one of the homes and knocked on the door. He heard the frail and feeble voice of an old lady from inside saying, "Whoever you are, please come in. the door is open. When the doctor went into the house, he found an elderly lady sitting on a bed. The doctor said, "The battery of my mobile has run down. May I use your mobile phone?" The old lady smiled and said, "My son, what are you talking about? Perhaps you don't know where you are. We don't have electricity or phones here. You are in a small village where there are no civic amenities. You look hungry and thirsty, and it seems you have lost your way. There is a meal and tea on the table. Please eat something before we talk." The doctor thanked the old lady and, being tired and famished after his eventful journey, started eating. Suddenly, someone stirred on the cot beside the old lady's chair, and he heard a baby crying. The old lady patted the baby to sleep and supplicated tenderly and humbly for its well-being. The doctor finished his meal and said to the old lady, "O mother, your good manners, kindness, and hospitality have won my heart. I am sure God will answer all of your prayers." "My son," the old lady said, "God has always answered and granted my prayers. Only one prayer remains unanswered because of my weak faith. You are a traveler. Please pray that it may also be answered." The doctor was curious and said, "What prayer has not been answered yet? Please let me know what you want. I am just like your son. God willing, I will do my best to carry out your wish." The old lady said, "My dear son, this supplication is not for my sake. It is for this orphan boy, my grandson. His parents have passed away, and he is suffering from a bone disease that has incapacitated him. He cannot move or walk. I have tried various treatments and taken him to eminent doctors, but to no avail. All the doctors have been unable to find a cure for him. People have advised me to take the baby to a certain doctor who is reputed to have the expertise to treat such cases. He is a renowned physician and can successfully operate on the child, but he lives far from here. It is not very easy to reach him. As you can see, I am an old lady with one foot in the grave. I am extremely worried about who will take care of him after I die. This is why I have been praying to God so that He may create an opportunity for me to take the baby to that doctor so that he can treat this baby." The doctor asked the lady, "What is the name of the doctor?" The lady said, "Dr. Khan." Dr. Khan's eyes filled with tears, and with a quiver in his voice said, "Oh mother, my plane developed a technical fault, and I was forced to give up my journey due to a violent storm. God Almighty brought me to your house. Your last prayer has also been answered. God, the Lord of honor, has created this situation. If God wills it, I will treat your grandson." The lady was unable to speak anymore. Her eyes were also filled with tears. See, in life, whenever we are in difficult situation, we tend to ask help from people, and there is nothing wrong with that. But most of the time we forget to ask about the problem that we are facing to God first. See, this is based on a real life story. Here, the lady did not have any mobile phone even to call or contact the doctor. She just prayed to the God, and God Almighty has taken care of her prayer. So let us not neglect the power of our prayer. Be sincere about our prayer, and let us ask God Almighty sincerely what we need, and be patient and be consistent in our prayer. And sooner or later the prayer will be answered. That's the moral of the story. See you in the next story.